MVP, SGA, and the Thunder dominated the Timberwolves yet again in defended home court, taking a commanding 2-0 lead last night in the Western Conference Finals with a 15-point win. Anthony Edwards bounced back following a rough Game 1. But it wasn't nearly enough. The series shifts to Minnesota Saturday on ABC and ESPN. In NBA postseason history, teams that take a 2-0 series lead in a best-of-7 series have gone on to win the series 92% of the time. I love those sound effects. Wilbon, talk to me. Is it all over?
No. The Knicks are a really good road team as well. I'm not even going to say this is a must-win, Stephen A. They need to win. The Knicks need to win.
Are we talking about the Timberwolves?
I'm sorry. I'm going back to the other.
You were stuck in
which is not 2-0 yet.
It's all good. Yeah.
I am stuck.
I think it was the toes. I think it was the toes.
The series is not over yet. Minnesota at home. Look, Minnesota has sort of wild swings.
Yeah.
We saw this last year with Denver in the conference finals where they win 2 on the road and they come home and they just collapse for a while. And the Timberwolves will give you one. They'll also go on the road and just take one. So I particularly expect them going back home to get Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards at the same time, Jay Will, playing effectively, if not prolifically, and stealing the game from the Thunder to get this 2-1. You sound like you.
I'm a bet against it. I think it's over. I think it's over.
But you don't think it's a sweep over, do you?
I think it has potential to be.
Really?
I think we're watching one of the greatest defensive teams in the modern era. Like, and some of the numbers speak towards it. Like, if you think they already have the best total turnover margin in a single postseason in NBA history, and they're only getting better. I mean, what they do, they take one of your options away. So in Game 1, they took Anthony Edwards away. In Game 2, they took away Julius Randle.
That's why both guys have to be on in Game 3, otherwise they're going to have the same fate.
But so my question is, I agree with you. You are correct. And Stephen A., you have a point on this too. But the style in which they play offensively, I'm not sure is a style that beats the way this OKC team is defensively and the way they execute defensively, because they play iso ball. They play iso ball, and that's not the way you need to attack the OKC defensively with the way J-Dub plays and Lou Dort plays. And having 2 7-footers in, I heard Isaiah Thomas talk about last night. It reminds him of 80s basketball with the level of physicality, how they play gaps, and how they use their sides. Wings, 6'7", 6'6", long wingspan, 2 7-footers that are active on the perimeter. And then SGA, I just think is surgical. I think he's one of the best we're going to have to do it. So I think it's over.
Wow.
Stephen A.?
Let me say this. Yeah, let me say this. Jay, first order of business, I was watching Get Up earlier this morning, and I really appreciated the highlights of Duke winning the national championship. I love how you pointed out how you beat Gilbert Arenas and RJ for the national championship. Anytime RJ's losing, I'm happy. Anytime he's losing, I'm happy because he swears he's Mr. Chippendale, the best dressed man on television. It's ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? Some of the stuff is ridiculous. But I'm glad you pointed that out after overcoming that 22-point deficit against Maryland. You're on the Mount Rushmore, Duke. I'm glad that everybody was reminded of that. Let me get to this and your point about Minnesota. I completely agree with you, Jay. I completely agree with you. Listen, I came into this series thinking it was going to be a 7-game series with Minnesota having a chance to win, although I conceded that OKC was the favorite. Here's my problem, Wilbon and Jay. Minnesota cannot shoot off the dribble outside of Ant-Man. That's not going to cut it against OKC. Naz Reid has been awful. Why? Because they've gotten up in his grill when he's set to shoot. Although he's 6'10", and one would think he should be able to get a shot off, but he shoots from here. So because of that, you're right in front of the defender. It doesn't work that way. You need some space, and they're not giving it to him. So they get up on him, making him put the ball on the floor. When he puts the ball on the floor, it's problematic. Okay? Nickeil Alexander-Walker, same thing. Okay, you look at Jaden McDaniels, same thing. They're not shooters. They're talented players who can shoot. There's a difference. They're not marksmen. And so when you force them to put the ball on the floor and then they're going about the business of trying to create a shot for themselves, Now you're playing into the hands of Oklahoma City, the best defense in basketball, because they're like a bunch of piranhas. Look at their defense every single time somebody puts the ball on the floor. There's a minimum of 6 hands around the ball. This is what they do. They're like piranhas. They're all over you. And if you're Minnesota, it's problematic. They're fronting Ant-Man in a sense where it always looks like there's a minimum of 2 or 3 guys around him. So they're forcing him to hit his perimeter shot. He isn't doing it with regularity. Dante DiVincenzo is a shooter, not a ball handler. Naz Reid can shoot the ball, not a ball handler. Jaden McDaniels is an elite defender who has talent but can't really put the ball on the floor and pull up and shoot. And don't get me started with what they've done to Rudy Gobert. Just bench him. Just bench him. The man that was playing exceptionally well against the Los Angeles Lakers, that made his presence felt against Golden State. I'm saying this man right here, I mean, he has nothing to offer OKC. They have played him out of this series. If you Finch, just put him on the bench. He's totally useless in this series. I'm thinking, Wilbon, I've gotten to a point where listen, Ant-Man has to go berserk.
It's through everything.
Otherwise,
everything.
I'm looking at Minnesota.
On his defense,
I'm looking at Minnesota. I got you. And that's why I'm looking at OKC sweeping the Minnesota Timberwolves. I will be happy. I will be happy if they win a game. This defense, I'm just talking about what we're seeing from this offense from Minnesota. They can't put the ball on the floor and hit perimeter shots off the dribble.
They can't put it on the floor. Mike Conley
it.
can and Ant-Man can, and they're going to need to. I don't see a sweep yet. I'm not sure Oklahoma City, which is early in its own evolution as a young team moving toward a championship, is ready in the first place to sweep Minnesota, Minnesota being a step further, having gone to the Western Conference Finals a year ago. A lot is good. That's why I said an ensemble effort for Minnesota in the same way. Conley's going to be critical in this. Ant-Man doesn't have to hit threes, but he has to create some space for the guys, Naz Reid, who can hit some threes. He and Julius Randle have to be a tandem and on together.
Well, it can't just be where they score 75 points.
Oh, my Lord. How did I forget to bring up Julius Randle? Oh, Lord. I mean, 2 for 11, 6 points in game 2. You know what happened?
Yeah,
they remembered. Hold on. They remembered him when he was with the New York Knicks in the playoffs. Okay? You're going to challenge him when he tries to put the ball on the floor. Take away the left. If you take away the left, he's going to shoot the J, or no matter what he does, he can go 94 feet, the left side, the right side, the middle of the court. Ultimately, he's going left. Everybody knows that, especially OKC, and that's exactly how they played him last night. Minnesota's got a problem, y'all. They got a big-time problem.
I wanted to tell you, because I think it's a really big thing that a lot of people won't pay attention to. Everybody will put the pressure on Ant Edwards and Julius Randle. And also Ant Edwards not only to score, but also to be a facilitator, to get DiVincenzo, to get Naz Reid, to get other people going, right? Just know that mentally, the way Lou Dort and J-Dub are built, that they're going to put more pressure on themselves because they know that this has to be the game that can snatch the soul of Minnesota.
Absolutely.
Right? If they get a stop on Ant, they make him frustrated like
then it is over.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
Anthony Edwards has a minus 45 plus minus in game 2 against the Thunder this postseason and is the second worst of any Timberwolves player in that series, ahead of only Dante DiVincenzo, who is at minus 47.
Can you read that again? Just a little bit slower. He's a minus
Anthony
45
Edwards
for the series?
has a minus 45 plus minus in game 2.
Damn.
Shocking.
Damn.
It's the second worst Timberwolves player, ahead of Dante DiVincenzo.
Stephen A., what happened to Superman, Batman, Ant-Man, Lakers in 5?
He's gone. That was an individual talking, and now he's going against a super team. And there's an onslaught, there's an avalanche that has come Minnesota's way. And what they've said was, even though you were different in game 2 than you were in game 1, the rest of the fellas ain't. You are versatile enough to do a lot of things, but one man is not going to beat us, and the rest of those dudes ain't on your level. Period.
You see,
we got
you saw
what
Dante
it takes.
open right there, and that's
what happened.
Wide open for a 3, but Ant was going one against a primary and a help defender. They can't. That's what you talked about. His
myopic. You could tell it was in. He had to be.
Right.
He had to prove instead of being.
It's not going to beat OKC. That's not. That philosophy is not going to beat OKC.
I mean, my biggest concern about this is I get it. Like you are facing a team that is playing in gaps, that has 2 7-footers, that are the best defensive team statistically we've seen in decades. Yo, but like all the bark, continue to bark all the way through. Don't put a muzzle on now.
Can I say?
Because he didn't go to
do you-
post-game
He can.
pressure.
Do you
Come
feel
on,
like
Jay.
his stock
Jay,
is
he
taking a hit,
can.
Stephen A?
He can, Jay. No, I don't. Listen, what happens is that SGA stock has elevated, believe it or not, because that's what has happened. Because his greatness can't be denied, but he is clearly playing with a better team. You've got other parts on Oklahoma City. They're playing with a better team. So I would say this to you, Jay. This is why I'm suspecting, and I hope I'm wrong, because I don't like sweeps. I like competition. But this is the biggest reason why I'm thinking Ant-Man is going to get swept. Well, you know, you swept KD and Devin Booker and those brothers last year. You took LeBron and Luka out in 5. You know, I'm thinking that Wilbon has said it on many occasions. You got to pay a price. You got to go through it before you ascend to the mountaintop. And I think Anthony Edwards being demolished in this series is what it's going to take for him to even ascend to the heights that we're talking about.
I agree with you, SA, but we were talking about whether it be Kobe's, LeBron's, who about these guys who've been the faces of the league and have been an incredible talent have been as loud or presumptuous?
Because you set yourself up.
Yes.
The times we live in.
That's the only thing.
The times we live in. And certainly Anthony Edwards.
10 seconds, guys. Sorry, got
the notion that he doesn't want to be the face of the league. Yes, he does.
He wants that.
He does, and it's okay. It's great to want it, but this is how you get there. Deliver now.
Absolutely.